the meat of the matter and what really has got you motivated and driving right now is that Father Matter movement. So tell us all about that and why you started it.
Well, this has been kind of since when I moved down here. It was kind of a rocky road. It always has been. And I just started noticing some things I was not aware of. Not being a father and all, I didn't really pay attention to some of these items. But what had happened is I was starting... So I had started on going to court, unfortunately. Things didn't work out. We find ourselves in the court systems. And with the court systems, I started finding out that it wasn't quite a 50-50 when you walk in the door. So I started analyzing...
What you're talking about as far as child getting the
Custody.
Yeah, the custody of your children and visitation rights and all that comes along with it. Unfortunately, it's not really a very happy thing to talk about most of the time, but it's very real.
And I think it's like divorce in general. It's just one of those things. People don't talk about it, so they don't talk about it.
Right. So nothing gets done. Right.
Right. So I got to that, and I started watching things and unfold, and one thing led to another. I only had one child at the time, and it didn't really go in my favor. I kind of got I guess I wouldn't say the bad end of the stick to say it. I would say that I didn't feel fair in any manner. I felt like I was up against the grain since the moment I walked in the door, and I didn't know why. I had done all you would feel an active father had done, that you would expect out of an active father. And that's what I did every single day of my life, all day long, every day, beyond working the long hours and things like that.
Yeah. So you were present. You were a very present father. It sounds like it. You sound like you were, you uprooted your life in order to be a dad. So it sounds like you're quite involved.
Yes, ma'am. So, I uprooted from 400 miles away.
Yeah.
And drove all the way down from upstate New York in a wink of an eye. People were like, my family and everybody's like, nah, you ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, I'm in Virginia.
Well, good. And yeah, and so it wasn't, even with that, it wasn't the same 50-50 treatment as far as looking at each equally, I guess, is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. It wasn't, it's not like you walk in the courtroom and you start off at 50-50 together.
Right.
It seems like I started off at zero, and it wasn't a good feeling.
Now, question, I don't know if you know this, but Wes and I were talking about this. We were like, I wonder if this has to do with, like back in the day when women didn't work, and so they were always 99% stay-at-home moms. I wonder if that's where this came from, where if something happens...
Because dad's working 40 hours a day.
Right. And so,
mom can be with the kids.
Right. And so mom would get the kids and dad would get, when he wasn't working on the weekends and holidays type deal. Do you know, is that where that came from? And it's just sort of stayed there instead of being updated when moms work now too, and so it's not
as for statistics, I couldn't tell you exactly, but I would have to agree with you 150%.
Yeah.
I just feel that the old school way of looking at it, you're talking 40, 50 years ago.
Right.
You're not talking 10, 15. You're talking 40, 50 years ago when things were a dedicated item where dad goes to work, mom stays home.
Right.
Dad supplies in all fashions. Mom supplies at the home, keeps the house clean and does things of that nature, just house things and raising the kids and making sure their schoolwork's done and stuff like that.
Right.
Where it's a stay-at-home type of thing. Things have drastically changed.
Absolutely.
Dude,
and I think the paperwork doesn't reflect.
I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, mentioning you, talking about the podcast. Our podcast is really doing great. I'm really proud of it. So anybody wants to talk to me about the podcast, I'll talk to them about it. And I was telling him, I'm gonna have a rapper on. That's different. I'm a magician. We're talking about magic, entertainment, and show business. Why not have a rapper on? This will be fun. This will be a first time for us. And then I told him about the Fathers Matter movement, and my friend is from Canada. He said, dude, it's the same thing up here. He said, I don't know why. It's the exact same thing up here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I had talked to, back at Christmas time, I was talking to a distant family member. My daughter doesn't even know who this person is. That's how distant they are. I never see them. And they were talking about that somebody in their life, their mother was on drugs, and the mother went to jail. And the mother told whoever, the court system or whatever, don't give him to dad, give him to my mom. She's on drugs and arrested and in jail. Why does she even get to say where the babies go? And then the person said, yeah, well, the grandmother is on drugs as well. I mean,
and yet they listen to her.
Why don't they give him to the father? Right.
Exactly. Now you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know.
It makes my blood boil, and I got nothing to do with it. But it's one of those things that it's a law that needs to be looked at, and it's one of those things where people, like I said, I don't think people talk about it because it's a taboo subject. No one wants to talk about divorce. But what is it?
Right.
1 in every 3 couples end up that way?
Yeah, I mean, I even looked up statistics in America for a father in general to have any kind of 50-50 rights or full custody. It's like 1 out of 12.
Wow.
The statistics are incredible. It's almost like, how is it being missed? How are we not seeing this?
And you said even not even 50-50 rights is 1 in
Yeah,
12. Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Right, and there are a lot of good dads out here. Yeah. I'm not saying that the mothers are always either delinquent or drug addicts or anything, but you've got deadbeat dads, right. You've got deadbeat moms, right. You've got drug addict fathers, you've got drug addict mothers. We are all the same. We should be treated the same.
Yeah, you got to take it case by case, is what.
Right.
Yeah.
100%, man.
Right, I mean, but I don't feel they do. I think they look into it like, oh, this is like the standard operating procedure. Here's the paperwork. How much do you make? How much does she make? And I'm like, I don't get this.
Yeah. So what exactly is your movement doing? What have you gotten started so far?
Well, so far, I based it really personal, which I won't go into. Mm-hmm. But I did start this off very personal.
Right. Well,
because of what I'm going through.
Right.
And how I feel. I have dedicated myself to my kids day in and day out. I work 80-hour long work weeks if I need to. I do a lot. I've came from living in my car when I first moved down here mm-hmm. to owning a house in 5 years.
Nice.
4-bedroom, 3.5 bath house.
Wow.
3,000 square feet. So, and I'm able to maintain it on my own.
That's awesome.
So I've done all the necessary upgrades for the house. The kids have their own rooms. But when it came down to it, none of that mattered. So when I did go into this custody hearing, I felt this sense of overwhelming nervousness. Like, why am I nervous? I've got everything I need to take care of my kids.
Right.
But my job schedule was a 1 to 9:30. Here's a catcher.
Yeah.
Hers is a 9 to 5.
Oh, okay.
So they look at overnights when it comes to a custody trial. Who can keep them overnight? Not who gets them in the morning, because I get them every single morning. But who can keep them overnight? And I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
I think kind of, I get that's where they sleep. They should be sleeping in their own beds in their own bedrooms. But I just never got the understanding of that. So that sparked me after this case to say, enough is enough. Somebody's got to say something.
So they don't like it that you work till 9 o'clock, 9:30.
Yeah, and then I've got an hour commute. So by the time if I was to have them overnight, I'd have to pick them up at 10:30 at night. Now, that 40 years ago would be extremely a big no-no. They got to be up in school by 6 o'clock.
Right.
Well, my kids are toddlers. We're virtually learning.
Right.
Well,
so
we're
in a different day and era.
Ours doesn't go to bed till 11:30 or midnight when she was in kindergarten. So, I mean, we're show business people. Things are different. Look at that case by case.
Right.
Right. And when I would say something, it was almost as if it fell upon deaf ears. So watching the dynamic, because I'm an analytical person, I watch. And I just stand back and watch people, their mannerisms, the way they talk. That's why I feel me and you clicked so well. Because I had picked up on the same mannerisms with you. And I was like, wow, this guy's cool. He's really cool.
Well, thanks, man.
I gotta say something. Like the show stole me. I was like, I can't figure out what he's doing and how he's doing it at all. I mean, I know that's a magician's secret, but I mean, and then when you had mentioned the whole Penn and Teller thing, I was blown away. I had to look it up myself. I was like, wow. Then I found myself at work showing everybody.
Nah, that's awesome.
Like, this is the guy I met. This guy is cool. His wife is cool. She tried to drink something out of my shoe, but it didn't work out all that well. You know,
I didn't know we used to him. I forgot.
Yeah, he's got twins and another little girl that's in the show with him. I said, this is awesome. That is awesome. That's like magical to even see nowadays.
Aw, thanks.
So,
well, dude, I'm
proud of you guys. I really am. I know that I might not know you all that well, but I can sense that you guys have worked very hard for what you are, and you deserve everything you're going to come with.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thanks,
so
man.
much.
God bless you. Thank you. We're both holding a baby right now, swaying them back and forth while we're on the phone with you, dude. They were in the corner in their little car seats, but they started whining a little bit. We both got one in our arms looking at you. Hearing that means the world to me, man, because, I mean, we just met 2 weeks ago, and having you be proud of me and showing that video footage to your friends, and, dude, that's what it's all about. It's making connections, making people, making friends, and promoting each other and getting the word out about your movement, but doing it in a loving way that isn't attacking people and just stating facts and pumping each other up, man. That's what it's all about.